Hi friends, it's Peggy Noe from prettypapercards.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm here today with my little Yorkshire Terrier Ellie. She almost looks like a koala bear today, the way she was sitting. It's warm and toasty here in Southern California. It's in the high 80s where I live, and we just have turned on our air conditioner for the year. I mean, it doesn't stay on for, the whole entire time, but we haven't used it since last summer. So that always means something when you use the air conditioner for the first time in the year, right? Kind of like when you first use the heater, when you first turn on your heater for the year. If you would not mind, let me know what you think of the sound. I fixed up a little different kind of a sound situation, and I want to know if the sound is coming through well. So let me know what you think of the sound. But it is just so nice to be here with you on a Wednesday, the middle of the week. Kind of like they call it, yes, hump day. Hi, Roz. Roz, how is the sound? Would you let me know, because I got a special little microphone thing to help with the sound, and I'm hoping that it's very clear. So let me know what you think. Just leave me a comment if the sound is good. Okay, great, because I was having a lot of background noise, and so I got a little microphone thing. Hi, Tina. Good to see you from Granite Falls, North Carolina. I bet it's a little bit humid there. And Diane Emerson, I'm having a little more trouble with my eyes, and without my glasses on, I'm not seeing, so that's why I have to look up super close. Okay, Tina, thank you so much. Sound is good. Then we are ready to go. Are you ready, Ellie? Usually she's so sleepy, so I thought I'd jazz her up a little bit with a cookie. Do you want a cookie? You ready for a cookie? Okay. She's usually so sleepy, I think you guys think she's like a stuffed animal or something. You want a cookie? She's so polite. She really is. She's just the most polite little thing. She wants to kind of go take it somewhere else and eat it, but she won't resist a good cookie. These are petite treats, and she really likes these cookies, so it keeps her a little more spunky. Very humid and stormy there, Tina. Yeah, I would expect that. But that's why you have such beautiful plants and trees and everything, where we don't have that humidity, and it's dry, very dry here. Yeah, it really is. But not many storms. We could sure use it, I'm telling you. Well, we have been just excited around here. So last week, I'm going to put Ellie down. She's ready to get down. She wants to go find some more cookie crumbs. Let me just give her one more. She'll really be happy about that. You want one more? Okay, there you go. Go lay down. Okay. I have been super excited because last week I placed my pre-order for my holiday catalog goodies. Can you even believe it? I mean, this is coming a little bit earlier than we used to have our Christmas products, but people were wanting them earlier so that they could start making their Christmas cards earlier. So beginning July 1st, our Christmas catalog comes out, and we have already been able to pre-order this stuff. You're in the middle of a nasty thunderstorm, Roz. Your house is shaking. Oh my gosh. 2 fur babies not happy. Oh boy. I hope you keep your power and your connection. Well, just relax and watch this, and it'll get your mind off of it. Okay. So I got my catalog, and I'm going to show you the front. I can't show you any more, but this is the new July to December mini catalog, and I call it the holiday catalog. And it's a really good one. You guys, it has some really great stuff, and I'm expecting my pre-order tomorrow. So if I get it at a reasonable time of day, I'm going to pop on and do a quick little unboxing. I could have gotten a lot more, but I just got what I needed to kind of get started and show you some stuff. So but I will pop on if I get it at a reasonable time tomorrow. And then we also are having, hi Kay, also from North Carolina. Yeah, it's normal and rainy. I know, Roz. Thanks, Kay, for sharing. I appreciate that. So, the other thing that happens in July and August is our second celebration of the year. And we love celebration, because it means that for every $50 spend, they call it every $50 you order, you get to choose a free prize from the celebration catalog. And I'm not kidding you. There are a couple things I almost wanted more in the celebration catalog than in the holiday catalog. It's a really good one. So I'm just going to tell you that, just kind of wet your whistle, like my dad used to say. And when I get my stuff, I'll come on and do an unboxing. Okay, announcements. So when we're getting a new catalog, that another seasonal catalog is leaving us, and that is what I call the Spring Mini, which has been a fabulous, fabulous catalog. And so that is done on June 30th. And right now we're having last chance products. So some of the items are on sale, some are not. Some are retiring, some are carrying over. And all you have to do is go on my shop now, and there's a place for last chance products. But what I want to tell you about today is just a couple that I want you to know about. Some things are carrying over, and I'm happy about that. Some things that are leaving, and I've mentioned this before, but they're still available, so I want to say them. Sue, thank you. Good sound. Oh, you just got your pre-order? I can't believe that you can actually be on this with me. Go open your boxes, girl. But thank you for being on here. Oh my gosh, she just got her pre-order. That is cool. Okay, some things that are leaving that I want you to know about in case you want them, because I really like them. I mentioned this on Wednesday, flowering rain boots. The stamp set is not on sale that I know of, but it is still available, and it's been one of my favorites of this spring catalog. Flowing flowers. Oh my gosh, this has been really one of my favorites. A beautiful, distinctive set leaving us, not on sale, but leaving, but very beautiful. Another one that's leaving us, and I'm really surprised about this, let me put it over here, is, oh, but there's a little more glare, the Rainbow of Happiness. Oh my gosh, this is such a great set. It is not on sale, but it is leaving. But what is on sale are the coordinating dies, the Brilliant Rainbow dies. People, half off. I'm not kidding, 50% off. I just went on the site right before I got on. Oh, you've already opened your box. So good. I just got on the website right before I came on here, and the Brilliant Rainbow dies are still available at 50% off. You can't miss this great deal. Okay, so get them. And if you don't have the Brilliant Rainbow stamp set, even though it's not on sale, it is retiring. So snap those two up. They are so great. Crane of Fortune is retiring, the stamp set, still at the regular price, but the Good Fortune dies, again, 50% off. And this is one that I used a lot. This is a beautiful, I don't even know what kind of flower it is or leaf, but I use that a lot. It's beautiful. So 50% off, you guys. And then a really great set, Sentimental Swirls. Really fun, super versatile. Let me see if it goes over here. There, maybe you can see the words. Great sentiments. This was designed by one of our $1 million demonstrators, Poodles. Some of you know Poodles. You watch her. And this is retiring. So those are some great ones. Hi, Linda Brady. So those are some great stamp sets and dies that you don't want to miss, that you might want to snap up. Okay, one other thing to just quickly tell you about, to keep in your mind. My friend and fellow demonstrator Robin Dawes and I are having Christmas in July. It's going to be on July 23rd, but it's going to be a to-go also. And it's going to feature a new stamp set and bundle from the new Holiday Mini. We're going to be taking sign-ups, registrations here probably starting next week, because we want to have everybody signed up by the end of June so that we can snap up all those stamp sets and bundles, and we're going to give you some designer series paper, and we're going to give you some bling. And so Christmas in July, keep that in mind. I don't have the exact price or the sign up stuff ready to go yet, but I just want, it's like with a wedding, it's like save the date. Okay, save the date, and remember, Christmas in July, it's going to be fabulous. Okay, we are ready to do our project for today, and I have a new stamp set for you that I hadn't used, and I just received from the annual catalog. So let me turn you around and we will get this going. There we go. And this is the card we're going to make today. This is from a new stamp set called Full of Love. And I knew I really wanted it when I first saw it because of this envelope with flowers. I have seen these around from other companies, and I have loved these. And the minute I saw it, I knew I wanted to get this stamp set. And it has some great sentiments also. It also has a closed sealed envelope with the flowers behind it, and a couple fun little individual stamps. Thank you, Linda. So we are going to make this card today, and we're also going to use, and this catalog I can open. I'm having a glare here today, aren't I? I wonder why I'm having that glare. I can show you where this is in the annual catalog, and it's on page 77 if you wanted to find it. Here it is on page 77. And what I want to show you is what they did here, and I'm going to try to show you as we go along. I want to get a little better light on that. Let's see. You can see if you have your catalog and you pull up page 77, they've made a very simple card, just stamping that envelope that I like so much. Let me see here. Is that a little better? The card on the left, and then they've stepped it up a little bit, and then they've really stepped it up on the right. And that's what I want to show you today, is how we can do that by starting out simple. And so if you want to make a simple card, I can show you, I'll show you how to do that. Then we'll show you how to step it up a little bit. And then this is the fully stepped up version. Now we're also going to use some new dies that are new in this new catalog called Fabulous Frames, and I really like these. They're not part of a bundle, but they do have some great frames. This large one, this is the one we're going to use today, and I really like it. It has little squiggly lines up in there. There's also a pretty oval. And then these are little corners, like old-fashioned black corners for a picture. And this, I think, is super cute. It's a little label die, and you could kind of put it on the bottom there, like you know, a real fancy portrait picture. They have a pretty, like maybe brass nameplate there. I don't know. I just thought that was cute. So those are the dies we're using, and we're going to use this particular one. So let's get started. Allison, good to see you today, and we're going to do a little bit of coloring. So we're going to start off with our card base, 8.5 by 5.5, and scored at 4 1/4. Let's get that going. Basic white cardstock. Some people like to use my friend Sue Moore. I have a friend also named Sue Bennett. My friend Sue Moore likes to use thick basic white cardstock. I am using just the standard and build on it. And then what I want to use, because look what I found. In the Tea Boutique Designer Series paper, it's 6 by 6. Look at this one piece of Designer Series paper. It's an envelope filled with a bouquet of flowers. Can you believe that? So of course we have to use it when we're using the stamp of the envelope filled with a bouquet of flowers, right? Of course we do. So I took this piece of designer series paper and I'm using the colors in this piece. And let me show you the sample. Here I did it in Sweet Sorbet. Do you see the paper behind with the envelope and the flowers? So then I did the frame here, and this is in another one of the Tea Boutique papers, Sweet Sorbet. And then I've colored in using the colors that are in the designer series paper. That is a great hint for you to make sure that your card comes out just right. So I thought for this one, we'll switch it up and we will use fresh freesia, because there are some little fresh freesia flowers, try to say that fast, in the designer series paper. So we're going to pick up those colors. And so on top of my card base, I'm putting on a piece of the fresh freesia cardstock that is cut to 4 by 5 1/4. Then we're going to put on a piece of the designer series paper that I already cut. The back, look at the back, it's bright. That almost looks like crushed curry. And this is cut to 3 3/4 by 5, and we're just going to layer those in just nicely so it kind of looks, each one is framed. It's all about frames today. Okay, so we've got our card base pretty ready. Let's go over and cut out our frames from our dies. And I don't know if you actually noticed, but I have 2 frames on the sample. One is white and sits under the other one, and the other one is a designer series paper. And so that's what we're going to do here. I'm using my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and I'm going to put my die right on top of this little piece of basic white paper. We'll run this through and I'll show you how this die works. It's pretty interesting because it looked like a frame and you would think the inside would stay with it, right? Well, guess what? It doesn't. The inside is cut out. So here's our frame, and we end up with the frame completely separate, and the piece that is the square is cut out, so you could actually put your picture right inside. I'm not going to actually do it that way this time, but it's a neat die, and you can do a lot with it. Now for my second frame, I'm going to use this Fresh Freesia piece of the Tea Boutique Designer Series paper to carry on our Fresh Freesia theme. And let's get this rolling through here. And then I'll show you how we're going to put those on to make it look cute. Okay. So the same thing here. The die cut the inside and the frame separately. Kind of interesting, huh? Alrighty, so we're going to put these down and bring back our card base. Now, I actually went ahead and didn't even show you what I was going to show you as far as making this simple. So the simple version of this card would be to put one layer of cardstock. It could be white or it could be colored, not the designer series paper, and then use your stamp. On the sample that we looked at in the catalog for a simple card, it had another piece of basic white cardstock, and then the envelope with the flowers was stamped right on there and colored right on there. And that would be the simple version, just paper, stamps, and ink. We are adding a piece of designer series paper, and now we're adding die cuts. So what we're going to do with our frames is we're going to put one at an angle, the white one that's underneath it. You know, you really can't see it, and yet it's building. We're building something really pretty. So actually, probably the second most advanced, you know, we would make a beginning card. To make a more advanced card, we probably would have a piece of designer series paper, and we might have just the frame with the stamped image inside. we might do this and then stamp our image right on there. And that would be the next level up of difficulty. But we're going for it today. We are just going for it. Hi, Kimberly from Minnesota. Thank you for popping in. Okay, so we're going to use one frame, the one outside frame, and then we're going to layer on the Designer Series paper frame. So the first frame we're going to do is going to just be adhered with a few drops of multi-purpose glue, drops or dots. We just want this for a little, a texture really, just a little bit of texture to have another frame at an angle under the angled frame. So I'm going to try to put this right in the center at an angle, just like that, and press down, and we'll let that dry a second. Then the second one, what we're going to do is we're going to build this up on dimensionals. So I'm going to get out my dimensionals. The back of this paper is the pretty lemon paper. I hate to use it because I love that lemon pattern so much, but we are. Okay, and then we're going to put a few little mini dimensionals on the edges here because we want this is going to hold our little envelope. So we want to make it a little bit sturdy, and we'll peel off our little labels. What are you guys doing this week? Let me know what you're doing. Kimberly, Allison, and good to see you from Alaska. Wow, thank you so much for taking time to pop on. I love it. I bet the weather in Alaska is nice and cool, is it? Let me know. Let us know what the weather is up there. I don't know. I just like to know weather. How is it around the country? This is kind of a time that people take cruises, I think, isn't it? People that cruise Alaska. Okay, so we're going to take this frame, and we've got our dimensionals on it. I'm not sure if I have enough light for you here today. For some reason, it looks a little not as light as it could be. Okay. Whoops. And we're going to angle this right over the other frame. Okay, just like that. And press our dimensionals down. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and set this inside because I want this as a background to the envelope because I want it to just pull in that fresh freesia color. So I'm going to put more dimensionals on here, again, to keep it sturdy. And we're just going to slip it right in there as if it wasn't a separate piece. But you can see how much fun you can have with this frame. Again, these are called the Fabulous Frames. Fabulous Frames dies. I knew I wanted them when I saw them. Okay, so here we go. We're just going to slip this right in there, and it'll just lay right down with our dimensionals. Okay, so now we're ready to go ahead and stamp our envelope. And I've got a big piece here. Just in case I make a mistake, I found a big piece and I thought, okay, let's use it. Here's the stamp. I could have used a bigger block, but it fit perfectly on the D. That's not a D, is it? Yeah, it fit perfectly on the D block. Okay, so here we go. We're going to use Tuxedo Black Memento ink for our envelope. And I want to make sure there's nothing on the edges. Okay, and we are going to be fussy cutting this envelope because it doesn't come with dies. But it's easy. There we go. There's our darling envelope. Don't you just love that? Isn't that just so cute? And you have the opportunity to do anything you want with the colors. I have pulled in colors of Stampin' Blends that work with our, like I said, our paper, our Designer Series paper. So I'm going to start out with Fresh Freesia, and I think I'm going to go ahead and use the medium Fresh Freesia. Let me think. So I've got Fresh Freesia, Dark Fresh Freesia, and I've got, okay, I think what I'll do is I'll put, oh, I know, this is not Fresh Freesia. This is Light Flirty Flamingo. And it looks light pink, and so I forgot I pulled this out for the center flower because it looks like it matches the color in the designer series paper. I think the paper actually might be petal pink, but it looked petal pink I used on the other card, and I thought it looked a little too light, so I'm going to use this pretty light flirty flamingo Stampin' Blend. And then for the inside, I'm going to use, this is our Orchid Oasis, and I'm going to use a dot of the light Orchid Oasis on the inside because the DSP has Orchid Oasis. Okay, then for these flowers, we're going to use our Fresh Freesia. Here's light Fresh Freesia. And we're just going to color these in very quickly. Now, one little thing I wanted to show you, I don't know if you can see, but right here in the center of these two flowers, it looks like a little heart, doesn't it? I might color that as a heart. Let me think about it here. We could definitely color one as a heart. And let's use our light Orchid Oasis. Let's do that and just see kind of how it looks. I don't want to go out of the lines. I want to be careful so it really looks like a heart. Isn't that kind of cute? And we'll do the same thing. No, I won't do it with that one. We'll just let it be that one. Let that be the focus. And then we'll color one in a little darker color. We'll use the darker Fresh Freesia just to add a bit of contrast there. And we'll go ahead. Now, the one thing I am going to do, though, is I'm going to use the orchid for the little bulb at the bottom that's kind of holding the flower for each one, just to keep pulling that color in. And I'll show you. Let me just pull in our card base to show you. Look at how we are starting to really see how those colors are kind of blending really well because they're the same colors. That is the joy of Stampin' Up! Because the colors coordinate. Everything coordinates. The blends coordinate with the paper, coordinates with the cardstock, coordinates with the ribbon. I just love it. Okay, so this is our Sweet Sorbet, the light Sweet Sorbet, and I'm going to color these little buds in that color because that's another prominent color in the designer series paper. And I've told you before, you know where to find the colors that are in the designer series paper, right? You can find it in the catalog under the paper, or I think I've got it right here. Maybe I don't. Or, here we go. It's on the back of the backing sheet of any paper, any designer series paper, and it tells right here, Crumb Cake, Crushed Curry, Fresh Freesia, Garden Green, Orchid Oasis, Parakeet Party, Petal Pink, Starry Sky, Sweet Sorbet, and Tahitian Tide. So that's your little key there. I love to give you helps so that you can pull in those colors, and then you know that you are going to have a well-coordinated card. I always like to do that and let you know. So I don't even know if they make Garden Green Stampin' Blends, but I decided to use my favorite Granny Apple Green here. I held it up and it worked really well, so I decided to use that. And for this one, I'm going to show you how to actually, which I know many of you have seen, but I think we sometimes forget to actually blend using the blends. So here is the darker one. I use the light Granny Apple Green, and then here's the darker one. And I'm going to just use a little bit of dark on the leaves, just arbitrarily, kind of at the bottom, kind of along the sides, just to give a bit of shading, okay? And let's see. Then we can leave it like that, which looks pretty good. I think I will, or we could go back over it with the light. But I think I'm going to leave it that way. I really like that. And now we're just going to cut out our little envelope. And again, it's easy. And I know that some of you, my friend Sue Moore, I think, thank you, Linda, My friend Sue Moore has the scan and cut machine. Isn't that what it's called? No. Yeah? Scan and cut? An electronic machine that cuts things. I don't, but for a case like this where we don't have dies, it would be a bit handy. But I don't have that, and I don't mind fussy cutting. You mostly turn your paper. Remember, you don't turn the scissors, but you turn the paper. And we're just going to go in there, and you don't have to go all the way in. You know, I usually don't cut as well when I'm on doing the video as I do when I'm sitting around by myself, because I get a little bit nervous and I always want to hurry with you guys watching. But we're going to try to make it come out. And I'm just going around and making little, kind of little semicircles around each of those little leaves, and here around our little buds. And it'll just turn out cute. Here we go, and now we're over to the official leaves, and we're almost done. See how quick that is? It doesn't take long at all. But if you have one of those machines and know how to use it, I know it'd take me a while to figure it out. Okay, there we go. And there's our envelope already. Isn't it I mean, do you see why I wanted this little envelope with flowers? Tina, you love fussy cutting. I'm so glad to hear that, because I do too. And there we go. We're ready to put our little envelope on. Now, we definitely could do that and not do anything else, but we are going to keep on going with fun stuff. So I'm going to get my Stampin' Dimensionals, and we're going to put some dimensionals on the back of our little envelope, because we're going to put some leaves under it, and we're going to put a little sentiment on it. And there we go. And so we just set it right on top of this frame that we already cut out. Don't you think the frames are cute? I really do. Okay. This one is the only one that's not. Okay. So the trick with this is I want to get it even with the bottom there. So let me see if I can do that. Okay, there we go. Super cute. Okay, first let's go ahead and do a little bit more stamping. I'm going to bring in this little piece that we cut out of the white frame, because it's a great little piece to put our sentiment on. Now this sentiment is hello there. Okay, hello there. It's a nice bold sentiment, and I really like it. But it doesn't completely all fit on the envelope, so what I am going to do is just cut out the hello. And again, I could maybe have done a few other things and done it a bit more fancy, but I just want to cut out that little hello. I may want to, whoa, come back. I think I want to cut it a little bit underneath. It's got a little bit of extra. A small little sentiment like this is easy to fussy cut. And just trim it up a little bit here. Like that. Let's see how that looks. Because people won't really notice that you made a mistake. If you know, it's not perfect, but people won't really notice. I'm going to go down a little bit more on these edges so that I want it to fit right inside there. I know this is taking a little extra minute, but I do want it to fit inside, so I'm going to cut a little bit closer on each edge. Okay. I'm always happier if I if I do that kind of fine tuning. There, see, that looks better to me. Okay, so let's get our mini dimensionals, and we'll cut out that little hello. Thank you, Kimberly. The one thing I like about the sentiment hello is it creates a card that you can keep in your stash for a while. Okay, you can keep a hello card for a while, because you can use it for thank you. You could use it for hope you're feeling okay, or just checking in, or how are you. It's a very versatile sentiment, and so I do like to use the word hello. Okay, there we go. Now we always want to, let me get that out of there. That little tiny piece of something. Get out of there. Okay. We always like to, I do like to put a little something on my inside of my card and on my envelope. And I want you to see this cute little, look at that cute little flower that's part of the set. Can you see that with little leaves? I really like it. And we have an envelope here. And so we can put a few of those on the envelope while we're still working on our stamping, as long as we've got the ink out. And you know, we could have done a lot more. We could have, oh, that got some lines on it. Oh, poo. Well, you know what? I think I'll redo a different envelope later. Well, it just has little lines on it. I might come back in and put a third flower because it had a few. I was pounding too much. I shouldn't have been doing that. That was my own fault. I forget what I was saying. Well, we have jewels and we have leaves. Okay, so let's play with some leaves. You know this is my favorite bow punch, B-O-U-G-H. And I'm going to cut out about 3 groupings of leaves. And here I'm using Pear Pizzazz. I thought it looked just, I don't know, I just thought it wasn't one of the colors listed, but I liked the way it looked. It just looked kind of soft. And I'm going to just trim these off. This is a very common thing that I do on my cards. If you watch me, you know that I do. And you just slip that in with a little bit of multi-purpose glue on the bottom. And it just adds a little something, I think. If you're going to, again, the card could have been so much more simple, but we're just going to put that little leaf right in there. And then I think we'll be a little, the last time I used 3, I do think maybe I'll just use 2 this time. We'll just put this one up a little higher and be a little more subtle this time because we are using softer colors. So we're just going to tuck this, whoops, right down in there. A third flower would be nice. Oh, and the envelope. Yes, Allison, I do think you're right. Isn't that cute? And I'm telling you, I love these iridescent rhinestones. I've been using them a lot. And you can see why. Look at that. Look at how they pull in the color of whatever you're going to be doing. And there are 3 sizes, small, medium, and large. The large is really quite large. Can you see how really large that large is? I'll hold it up there. It's quite large. Whoops, I've got a little, oh, that's the frame. Okay. So I'm going to put, let's use the medium ones today. Okay. So I'll put a medium one just for fun right up there at the top of the frame. And we'll put another one right down here. And let's put another one right over here. And there is our darling card. Now let me see if I can get a third flower in here. And let me just look and see. I had a little extra ink in here because I was pounding too hard. So let's see. I think I've got it good. Let's put it right in there. I don't know. I think I'm going to redo that envelope altogether. You guys know how that is because I like to have a nice envelope. So I'll redo that before I take the pictures. I'm glad you're willing to let me make mistakes with you. So here are our darling little cards. And do you see how much brighter this one is? I used the Granny Apple Green over here, the leaves, and 3 leaves, and it's just a little brighter. And this is the Full of Love stamp set and the Fabulous Frames dies. I have to check because they're new. And I will post, the video will stay on Facebook and YouTube, and hello to my YouTube people, and I'm going to come back so we can do some prizes. But when I do post on YouTube, and when I go ahead and I'll post the video and the cards on my blog. And I always give you all the details and links to all the products and everything like that. So, prizes. We have prizes today. And last week's prize was really good. I had a lot of people who wrote prize in the comments. I know you guys, this was the prize from last week, and I'm going to award this here in a minute. It's the new in color matte dots, and they are fabulous. And I had lots of people that put prize, and the winner is Eleanor Noriel, Noriel. Eleanor, you have won the in color matte dots, and I checked and I do have your address. So at some point I did send you something else. So I've got your address, and I will pop these in the mail to you this coming week. But I thank you everybody for entering and saying prize. I use the random number generator. I assign everybody a number, and I go on the computer and it picks the number. And so today it was Eleanor. Congratulations, Eleanor. And the prize for next week is a stamp set. It is a retired celebration stamp set, and if you didn't get this stamp set, you might really want it. It's Awesome Otters. I want to get it where you guys can see, and it doesn't have as much reflection. It's a really cute stamp set, Awesome Otters, or you might have it and want an extra for a friend. So if you would like to win the Awesome Otters stamp set, put prize in your comments, both online and on YouTube and on Facebook. Put the word prize, and I'll award this next week, the Awesome Otters stamp set, and I will mail it to the winner next week. So thank you all so much for coming by. I hope you have a nice evening, and if you're in a rainstorm, I hope it calms down for you. And just have a great week. I'll be back on Friday, and I look forward to seeing you then. And I forgot, if I get my stuff tomorrow, my pre-order from the holiday